Most of all, I'd like to praise God for this wonderful time, and I'm honored to stand here today. I will be especially relating on the journey after our leaders when they arrived from Katmandu in 1991. But the other story will be, of course, related by our general team. I will be focusing much on how our leaders, they struggle hard. In every nation, it is said, and it is written in the Bible, that without vision, without the right knowledge, without the right concept, a nation perishes. In the same way, I have seen many nations, many revolution forces crumbling down, surrendering one by one, because they lack knowledge. They lack vision. They don't have the right vision and the right knowledge, as said in Hosea 4:6, Proverbs 29:18. Today, we are fortunate because our leader, I decided to call him Abakar. My encounter with him was in 1981, and since 1981, I have been with him. But particularly, I failed to know much who he is. But after my close acquaintance as his worker, I came to realize much. That this must be the man whom God is seeking. This must be the person to liberate our people. And I would like to narrate just in a short way. Starting from 1991, and before that, you know the story, the first time, going out from India to abroad, he took the road of Katmandu, and that was 91. And by the name, I think he might have forgotten the name, he put the name in the passport, Peter Rai. So we were traveling together with our leader, Ipu Aisetsu, and himself, and of course, our former leader, Aisetsu, was in one way a little bit smarter, and then he knows how to answer the question before the immigration, pass through the immigration, and then when the time comes for our uncle, they were asking me so many questions, and they asked him to wait and see. So he sat down nearby. After a few while, the immigration officer, Nepali immigration officer, those days he can fly. Indian passport holder can fly from Nepal. So after the immigration, having confirmation, a lot of asking, inquiring, came back and asking for him. He was just sitting nearby the immigration desk counter. And the immigration officer was, calling out his name, Peter Rai, Peter Rai. No? But it happens to be that is not his name. His name is different. So he did not respond. And finally, the immigration officer came, and scolded him. Isn't you Peter Rai? Now, isn't you that, showing the passport? Then the immigration asked him, inquired him again, what is your name? And then he wisely answered, my name is written in the passport. Because he has forgotten his name. So that kind of immigration, finally, he was arrested, detained for a few hours. But by God's grace, we flew, peacefully in Bangkok. Now, many people think that the political campaign in the foreign seems to be like chain form, hi-fi type, loaded with money, equipped with many good things. The first I'd like to share with you is that we struggled from the scratch, having nothing. We rented only one room. We rented because we can't afford. We rented only one room, and that is our kitchen, that is our our bedroom, everything. And In the room, there was only one bed. Only one bed. And that bed, of course, is like a queen size, was given to our respected former president, Ibu Seksu. And then Abakar, myself, and Pung Repam, we will sleep because on the floor. But even on the floor, it's not spacious enough to lay down and then stretch out our leg because it was too small. So we have to put our feet underneath the bed. Half body outside the bed, half body inside the bed. You just imagine. So that was the first moment that we struggled, putting our faith to God and committing everything. What I realized is that both of them were so committed, filled with the passion, filled with the cause. The only desire is to nationalize, internationalize the cause of the Naga nation in the international world. And many people think that when they travel even abroad, as I myself, most of the time, we carry, you know what is the most secret weapon of our collective leadership successful campaign? Many will say it's about money and this thing and this thing. But our successful, the most important weapon is akuni, pastenga, nakarmija, and I never forget jasmine rice, Thai jasmine rice. And we carry the rice cooking pot. Wherever we go, we take it along. And that's how they will always look for the cheapest hotel, for the cheapest food, for everything. And that is the time how miraculous. Everywhere they go under the leadership of Ibu Seksu, under the leadership of Abakar, wherever they go, people welcome them. And they share not only the political history rights of the Nagas, but they share about the faith of Nagling for Christ. They share about the faith and the existence of Naga before heaven and earth. So knowing that faith, many in the international world, they supported them. And that's how even is mentioned in 1993, the first time, when our flag was raised in Anpo in Den Haag, 23 January, it was through their selfless effort, sacrifice, and everything. And there were times, sometimes, they have to be left alone. Because most of the time, we can't afford visa, passport, traveling with a fake passport. Even myself, Pung Repam, and others, we can't all the time accommodate time and take care of them. But there were times when they were left alone. And that is one funny story I want to say. Uncle Muiwa, he is good in many other fields, but he's not a good cook. When it comes to cook, he's not so good. When both our former leader Ibu Seksu, and he were left alone, they made a program, set a routine. So our former Ibu Seksu, his duty was to cook rice and to sweep the floor. And Uncle Muiwa, his duty was to cook the curry and to wash the dish. And then a time came, everything went well, but one day, when they were about to eat, the part of Uncle Ibu Seksu went well, everything, the rice was cooked well, it was taken out, everything's well. But when the curry was taken out, because in Thai they have curry cooking pot, automatic cooking pot, they put everything, chili, all the ingredients, and when it's cooked, it's just off itself. So we taught them that way. When they were about to eat, rice was prepared by our chairman, former chairman, and when the curry was taken out, it was wrapped with plastic, squeeze itself, and then a punch of meat, a gut meat. And then Uncle Abakar accused our chairman, Kuni Kurishe, who did this? I cut it by piece to piece. I got it nicely, put ingredient, everything was. Didn't you see? I said, I saw that. Yes, yes. But the mistake was, Uncle was, while preparing food, he was immersed in different thought, thinking, strategy, program, for the nation, what to do, what step, and how to impact a political campaign at home or outside. So he was completely immersed with his own cooking of politics. Here he's cooking pork, but in his mind he's cooking politics, international campaign. So the gut one which was prepared, he wrapped it and put it in the fridge, and the one which was not gut, the raw back one, he put it on in the cooking. So that was not cooked, because it was completely bungled. So like that, on that day, they didn't eat. So like that they struggled themselves. They struggled very hard among themselves. And especially Abakar, that's how I want to testify today, is that most of the time, when I'm with him, around almost 20, and counting from 81 is 43 years old, 3 years, he spent most of the time in meditation, in prayer, in thinking what to do and what for the people. In the Bible, it says that it took thousands of years to find the right person, as written in Samuel, 1 Samuel 13:14. For I have found a man with God's own heart, and upon his kingdom I will build. Upon his throne I will build my kingdom. Exactly for me, that came in my heart that, yes, he is that man. Uncle Muiwa is that man, a man with God's own heart, a person in his heart. We find only in his heart, we find the room for the nation, for the people, and for our the whole Naga nation. Under his leadership today, I just plan to cut it short, and I also, on behalf of the whole Naga army, we find secure, we find our future bright, because I have found out, and as he himself has proved, I don't have to say much, in the national world, in both national and international, we have internationalized, basing in the fear of God, basing on the political rights of the Nagas in the world, because of the commitment, because of the strong faith, as what mentioned in the Bible is that, as you have rejected my knowledge, I have rejected you. My people perish due to the lack of knowledge. Since you have rejected my knowledge, I have rejected you. Today, the Nagas, somehow, we are upholding that knowledge of God, the plan, the desire of God, through his leadership, because through his guidance, we did not go wrong. Our nation, we did not go wrong. And today, by the unflinching support that we had from the people, that we had from the CSO and all others, we cannot go wrong. And I just would like to wish a long life, and we are secured that Naga for Christ vision and our national freedom movement will go on and fulfill and will be established. And the greatest achievement today is what the whole world is looking at us. The whole world, not only the world, the God is depending on us. Coming to the last point is that one time, because of the leadership, the whole Northeast self-defense force was created. Southeast self-defense front was created, under humanitarianism was created, and because we strengthened under the policy, under the vision and education, when all of the crews were strengthened, Indians gave us a title saying that NSN is the mother of all insurgency. NSN is the instrument of all freedom fighters. And today, on that foundation, as the song goes, we stand on the promises of God, because we have firmly rooted our leaders' vision, our leaders' knowledge, concept has strongly rooted in the fear, in the politics, in the knowledge, in the vision of God. Good talent, and I wish him a long life to also work as beside him, a force behind Uncle Muiwa, always supporting in prayer, and in many ways, I just like to create on behalf of Nagas and behalf of myself and Naga, long life, and may God bless you both. Good talent.